In this video, I'm going to try to dispel some of the beliefs that I think are limiting you from getting a girlfriend, and I'm going to tell you what I think you should do about it. For many years, I believed all the excuses that I'm going to mention in this video, and it didn't get me anywhere. I never got a girlfriend. So I think you should at least listen to what I have to say in this video. And if you don't make it to the end, I can tell you right now, you're going to stay down here. And you don't want this. You don't want these women. So let's get right into it. The reason you don't have a girlfriend is because you lack something. I lack something too. Think about it. Would you want to date yourself? Think about it honestly. Like, if you just went up to yourself on the street and met yourself, first of all, would you even meet yourself? Would you approach a woman? The answer is probably no. And then would you even be able to hold a good conversation with them? Would they enjoy being around you? I know for me, the answer is maybe. And a few years ago, definitely, it was flat out no. I would not date myself. So how can you expect other people to date you? And please don't be discouraged by me saying that you lack something. Like, the fact that you've already clicked on this video and you've watched this long means you're already ahead of so many people out there. So you're doing well, bro. Here, have a hug. Anyway, back to the teaching. So you're probably lacking something, some kind of skill, some kind of trait. So for me, I lack conversation skills. I'm good with being loyal, and I've gotten better at actually going out to meet people and approaching them, but they just wouldn't really have fun around me. So that's something I have to work on. And it could be whatever for you. It could be any of the things I mentioned and much more. So what that means is that where I am and where you might be if you've never had a girlfriend is probably somewhere, I'm not going to put it right at the bottom. Let's say here. You're somewhere around here. And your expectations for what you want out of a girl is somewhere up here. Again, I'm not going to put it too high because you're probably not, you don't have crazy standards, probably. You just want someone pretty good. But there is a difference here. And that's it. It's simple. That's why you don't have a girlfriend. Now, there's lots of reasons I've seen circling around on the internet, the loneliness pandemic and everything, for why people my age, students, high schoolers, are just more lonely than ever, just Gen Zers. And I think there is truth to this on a population level. This thing is not wrong. But I think on an individual level, there is a reason you specifically don't have a girlfriend, and it is that there is a difference here. A good way to explain this is, imagine I'm sure there's some statistic that the average American adult can only do maths at a grade 10 level or something like that. That's probably true, let's be honest. You guys suck at maths if you're an adult. But does that mean that if you just study maths for a little bit, you won't be able to get above a grade 10 level? No, if you do maths, you'll get better at it. And it's the exact same with this. If the statistics are that the average person can't find a partner, if you just put in effort to build up your social skills, again, increase your level, then there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to do that. Another excuse I see people talking about these days is just women are just lower quality these days. And again, I guess there's kind of some truth to this, but I think ultimately, if you think that every woman is bad, then that's your problem. If I say that 2 + 2 = 5, and everyone else says 2 + 2 = 4, it's all arbitrary, sure, 2 and 5, whatever, they don't actually mean anything. But if everyone else is agreeing this, and I'm saying this, then I'm the one who's wrong. So it's the same with women. If you say that every woman is lower quality these days, you're the one who is wrong, and that's your problem that you have to fix. So we've established that from my perspective, you're the problem because there is some difference here, and it's up to you. So there's two approaches you can take from here. You can lower your standards, or you can bring yourself up. These are the two ways you can get a girlfriend. Now, I'm a strong believer that you should not lower your standards. And this is why. You should keep high standards, but when I say high standards, I don't mean, oh, my wife should only be blonde, this tall, all those meaningless things. She must like sport like me. She must like going to the gym. Even stuff like that, it doesn't matter. What matters is your core values. Are they aligned? Your basic qualities. Is she nice? Is she loyal? Stuff like that. And does she have roughly the same goals as you? Where does she want to go in life? Those are the things you should really care about. And it's okay to have high standards for those. Like, you don't want a girl who is just going to cheat on you, obviously. And remember, you probably don't have the best social skills and the best traits. So if you were to get someone at your level, it probably wouldn't be a great relationship. You'd end up, someone would cheat, or you just wouldn't be able to communicate well, and it wouldn't be a good relationship to be in. And this brings me on to my next point. In a relationship, the only reason you should be in a relationship is if the sum of the parts, if the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. In reality, what that actually means is that if you are in a relationship and they are holding you back in some way, they're making you less happy, or you're making them less happy, or you're stopping them from achieving their goals, then you shouldn't be in that relationship. You'd be better off just on your own. Now, why am I bringing up all this useless stuff about theory about relationships? Well, it's because if you're below that threshold where the sum of the parts is more than the whole, then you shouldn't be in a relationship, right? So if you settle, you're probably getting to that point where you shouldn't be in a relationship because the parts are greater than the whole, i.e., you're less happy in the relationship than you are out of it. So realistically, you actually can't settle. You shouldn't be in a relationship that's below a certain level. And let's say that's this level. So you can only lower your standards to here. You should not lower them below that. Please, don't lower them. Now, what that means is you have to get above this line so that you can get someone equal, because these guys are just going to go for higher people. They go up and equal. So you have to get here. So that's it. You are not in a relationship because you don't have enough skills. And what you should do about that is you should increase your skills and become better so that you can become the type of person that a good woman would want to be with. How do you actually do that? I'm not going to go in too much depth in this video, but if you like communication skills, starting a YouTube channel is a great thing to do. If you are nervous, you have approach anxiety, you would never actually just talk to the girls that you like. In that case, you should just practice actually going and talking to people. The key is just to practice and start practicing now. And a lot of people, there's this thing I keep seeing, it's you should go and get money and then the girls will come, or improve yourself and then you can worry about girls. I really disagree with that. I think you should always be trying to get a girlfriend. And that's because, first of all, you're just practicing, building your social skills. The art of going and talking to girls and trying to flirt with them is a good way to be better at that. The more you do it, the better you'll get. And then the higher likelihood when you do improve yourself, you get more money or whatever, then you will actually be able to pull girls. If you're rich and you've never talked to a girl before, they're not going to like you that much. Even if you're rich. I don't know. I'm not rich, so I can't really say that, but don't know. So just to summarize, you don't have a girlfriend and you've never had a girlfriend, probably because you're lacking some kind of skill or quality. Hence, you're here. And what I think you should do about this, again, I'm unqualified. Don't listen to me, I guess. But I think you should try to build your skills by practicing. Now, just to finish off the video, what I think you should do to practice right now is, as soon as this video finishes, put your phone down, throw it away, whatever. Get a piece of paper and write down what you think that quality or skill is that you're lacking. For me, again, it's conversation skills and being fun to talk to. And write that down and then go on YouTube for whatever qualities you have worked out you're liking. Watch one YouTube video on that, and then don't overconsume. For each video you watch, I think you should do 3 hours of practice. So you say you've written down conversation skills. You should go look up a YouTube video, how to improve my conversation skills. Watch it And then before you can go on YouTube again, do 3 hours of practicing what they say in that video. So go do that now. Get off your phone and go write this down.